and let us all do we can to build a better future. But out of pure bliss. Because I see history repeating itself, a rhythm and rhyme happening. And apparently, Biden's current favorability ratings are close to hill dogs in 2016, as he's depending on the abortion issue to bail him out in 2024. Now, again, listen, vote blue no matter who, and all those social justice warriors, those brave warriors, all those protesters. I remember all of you people from 2016 through 2020 saying how you were going to be in the streets in the name of humanity. You were going to be in the streets if something happened to Roe v. Wade. And you suckers didn't show up when it finally went away. You all just poosh, disappeared. Now, maybe I'm being really mean, but at this point, I don't care. I don't. I'm sorry. I just don't care. I don't care how you feel because, again, I remember I wasted all that time. Daniel and I wasted all of our time covering some of those protests. That was stupid. Now again, we wasted our time on all of you. Because history is repeating itself, vote blue no matter who. And I'm glad I'm using this platform to encourage my audience to vote third party. To vote not Democrat or Republican, but to vote independent. Case in point here, a shout out to Case Study QB. Be sure to follow him on Twitter. He's doing fantastic work. Biden's current favorability ratings are close to hill dogs in 2016. So let's play this video.
You know, Biden, right before the 2020 election,
oh, look at that. Hold on. Let's just look at that. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, this is pathetic. Beyond pathetic. Beyond pathetic. Beyond pathetic.
He was right side up, which in our polarized politics is quite astonishing. But look, Trump and Rudy Giuliani began this campaign to try to tarnish Biden, to try to turn him into the Clinton name, you know, with the obsession over the Ukraine businesses with Hunter. And it's worked. His numbers now look more like Hillary Clinton 16 than Biden 20. Kimberly,
hold on. You could hear the sadness and despair in his voice. We're going to watch that again. Just because it's the appetizer to the main course.
You know, Biden, right before the 2020 election, he was right side up, which in our polarized politics is quite astonishing. But look, Trump and Rudy Giuliani began this campaign to try to tarnish Biden, to try to turn him into the Clinton name, you know, with the obsession over the Ukraine businesses with Hunter. And it's worked. His numbers now look more like Hillary Clinton 16 than Biden 20. Kimberly, maybe abortion is the difference there, that will bail him out. But
how can it bail him out? He could have done something. Hell, Obama could have done something to codify Roe v. Wade. But what did Obama do? He said, it's not politically expedient at this time, so we're not going to codify Roe v. Wade. Obama out.
That doesn't look good for him.
Well, it won't bail him out on its own. I mean, to the point about focusing on the economy, yes, the economy is important. The two biggest issues is democracy, and an offshoot of that is the abortion issue.
Ugh, democracy. Ugh. Wow. To quote Homer Simpson, when will the American people learn democracy just doesn't work?
That is something that should be front and center of a message. Yes, you have to talk about the economy. And through that, he can tout the achievements that he made and sort of boost that incumbency value. But he seems to be campaigning in a bygone era that he feels more comfortable in, that he wishes the world were. But that's not where we are right now. We have the former president about to go on trial for attacking the nation's election.
I mean,
oh, again, I got to keep on bringing up January 6th. They're never gonna let that go. It's like your ex-wife or your ex-girlfriend. They'll say, "You know what? I remember on this day, this happens." Like, oh, come on, just drop it already. Drop it, Democrats. You just won't let that go, will you?
This is two people who are well-known commodities. At the end of the day, Joe Biden's going to run against Donald Trump. That's what this campaign is going to be about. So you might as well make it about Donald Trump now, if that's your goal.
And that's all what they can do. That's all what they can do. They have to make it about Trump. They can't make it about anybody else. Not about the economy, not about social issues, not about the country and how our infrastructure is falling apart. They gotta talk about Trump. So in other words, not only is Trump running for president, but now even the Democrats and corporate media got to be talking about Trump. I got to give to Donald Trump. He controversial statement. He is pretty smart in selling out his name. He is pretty smart in getting his name on the radio, on TV, on cable television, on the internet, in the printed press, everywhere. The whole world's talking about him. His name is going to be living forever in human history. It's going to be just like Cleopatra, Julius Caesar, Augustus, Alexander the Great, Genghis Khan, Donald Trump. Trump's name is going to live forever. It's never going to die. It's going to be around for forever. And we could thank corporate media and, of course, the Clintons for really boosting that up. Crazy world we live in.
Well, if that's where you have to go to win this election,
Donald Trump's making it about Biden.
There are two people who are way underwater. Like
No. Hey, gerbil face. Let me be real with you, man. Trump will also be talking about Biden, but Trump is going to be talking about Trump too. Okay, even Trump is going to be talking about Trump. That's how powerful Trump's name is.
This is going to be about one another, and so just get on with it.
But the Democratic Party, like Tim Walz, they're rallying around Joe Biden in part because they believe that that's the safe play. That's 3 yards in a cloud of dust, to use a seasonal metaphor, Chuck.
Yeah.
But what if that actually is the riskier option?
Yeah.
You showed those numbers right there. The Democratic Party thinks that Biden is the safe play. Just hope for the best. We'll get through the next 14 months. I'm not so sure that that's it.
I think that's what the Dean Phillipses of the world.
Okay, no one cares. So then, hey, but wait, it's not over yet. Polls showing that 80-year-old Joe Biden shouldn't run again are trash polls. At least that's what the big brain people at CNN are saying. They don't polling doesn't focus on reality. Well, gee, I remember in the 2020 primary when Andrew Yang and Tulsi Gabbard, when they were trying to get on the debate stage, and they were bringing up the fact that that even though they met the qualification through the polling and so much more, corporate media is saying, well, no, that doesn't count. That doesn't count. But apparently now they're saying that any polling data that's showing 80-year-old senile as a bat Joe Biden shouldn't run. Apparently they're saying that those are trash polls too. Don't believe me? Check out this video from Case Study QB. Be sure to follow him on Twitter. He is wrongly being censored.
My call is for the president to pass the torch. I think that would be in the country's best interest, and certainly Democrats. We have an extraordinary bench of Democrats ready to go, prepared, proximate, well-positioned, but we'll never know that.
What's your reaction response to that?
I think he's very alone in this. And I don't think that is the sentiment of a lot of the Democrats. Even so, Victor, those polls that you talk about where it says the majority of Democrats don't want Joe Biden to run, those are trash polls to me because they are completely in a vacuum. They're not focused on anything in reality. And so until that reality changes, what we have is Joe Biden that is going to be the Democratic nominee, and I believe he's going to be a very strong Democratic nominee with an economy that is strong. People are starting to feel it. You had a reporter earlier on this morning talking about how consumer confidence is growing, and all of these measures where economists are now saying they don't expect a recession. There's over a year to the election, so those numbers are going to start sinking in. And when you have a contrast with what Joe Biden is putting on the floor, and this congressman supports his agenda versus the crazy bread.
Okay. So I just had to put you guys through that just to listen to this crazy lady speak. First of all, she's indicating that what polling data doesn't count, and that, oh no, it's trash. That's what we're hearing from people like this. It's brainwashing 101. Disregard the low approval rating. Disregard the fact that voters want somebody else. Disregard that people are not confident in Joe Biden. I mean, let's face it, that man is going to be the oldest sitting president in U.S. history. And again, just from my perspective, my observation, my viewpoint, my point of view, Joe Biden exhibits the signs of being senile, having early onset dementia or Alzheimer's. He is not all there. I have seen it. And I'm pretty sure all of you, my viewing audience, have seen it too. We know the body language. We've seen our loved ones go through it. What does Joe Biden look mentally and physically fit to you? Let's have democracy in the chat. Type 1 for you. Oh yeah, man, Biden's like a spring chicken. He's ready to face off against Trump. Type 2, no, man. That man doesn't know where he's at. He's old. He doesn't know where he's at.
MAGA extremist agenda that is trying to take away women.
It's right there. Trump, MAGA, Trump, MAGA, Trump, MAGA.
Women's rights, that is trying to ban books, that is trying to rewrite African.
Ban books. Going after women. Oh, okay. Okay, well, guess what? Censorship has increased more under this administration than any other administration in U.S. history. Okay.
American history. That is not something that Americans want in the White House. They don't want the crazy bread in the White House. They had it for 4 years. And I don't think you're going to see another independent voter or suburban woman that is going to say, oh, the fourth indictment. Oh yeah, now I'm going to be able to support crazy bread Trump. No, I don't think so. The president is not adding. Frankly, no other Republican is adding support right now among the voters that they needed. And I don't see how that's going to happen between now and the election.
All right, Maria.
Yeah, you know what? I got it. It's a part of me just. This is just my opinion. Something I'm going to state from my heart. A part of me hopes that Trump does walk away from these legal issues, wins the Republican primary, and dare I say it, gets reelected, right? Because I just want to see all these pundits cry. I want to see the vote blue no matter who people cry. I'm going to make myself a delicious ribeye steak. This is what I promise. I'm going to make a delicious ribeye steak, have a lot of great sides, and I'm just going to be eating it up when these people are crying. I can't wait for it.
Cardona.
But also, again, here's something that you find interesting from BSDNC. Just what exactly are the Democrats going to do when people really do want somebody else? Because apparently they're saying that, oh no, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and Marianne Williamson are not credible candidates, even though they are in the primary. They're going to be asking that question. Who can really primary Biden? Who can? The incumbent. By the way, the Democrats are going to make sure that no matter what, they're going to dictate how this primary turns out.
Tyler, real quick, president not facing a credible primary challenge, but you have some new reporting though on at least one Democratic congressman who's encouraging him not to run for re-election. Give us a brief sense of that.
Yeah, Minnesota Representative Dean Phillips has been very vocal, saying President Biden should step aside, pass the torch, causing a lot of anxiety in the Democratic Party because it's opening these fresh conversations about the president's age, which they all acknowledge is one of his greatest liabilities. I think they're optimistic that Dean Phillips will not challenge the president, but it's prompting some unwanted conversations in the Democratic caucus.
And certainly in a race that's expected to be close, that or a third-party challenge like Cornel West, even taking a few votes, they would all matter. Great.
Good. I'm glad. I am so glad that the Libertarians and the Greens are going to be taking away so many votes. I can't wait for that. That is actually going to put a smile on my face, and I love it. I love it that that's happening. So, look, let's be clear here. Biden is struggling. Biden and the Democrats know that, let's face it, they're not as popular and as pretty as they think they are, and that voters want something else. Voters want to, again, have somebody that's going to fight for them. And this is a screenshot of what case study could be posted, and I want you guys to see it here. Again, Biden's current favorability ratings are close to hill dogs in 2016. You can't make this up. Look at this. Look at this right here. This is before all of us. We see it for what it is. Biden is not favorable. Biden is not popular. And if he's on par with Hillary Clinton, it's a sign of things to come. And I, for one, welcome this. And I enjoy it. And for the vote blue, no matter who people, this one's for you. I encourage my audience to be independent, free thinkers. I encourage my audience to do the same when they talk to their friends, neighbors, and loved ones about voting and supporting independent third-party candidates. And you know something else? I'll go that step further. To the viewing members of my audience that are just burnt out by electoral politics, I understand completely. I get it. I truly do. And if you don't want to vote, that's your right to do so too. You see, Democrats, you're the ones that told us we had to be patient and keep our powder dry. You're the ones that told us we have to fall in line. You are the ones that told us that we have to just be patient, wait, that eventually things will work in our favor. I want to pull up a little poll that we here at Hard Lens Media did on our YouTube channel. Just something we did. The final note. Just as a small little final note for this segment. Because occasionally on our community page, we do post questions to our viewing audience. We talked with Larry Sharp about the media attacks for third parties. And I asked just very simply, basic. We have about 584 votes in it. Which party will you vote for in the general election? That's on election night. Democrat, Republican, Green, Libertarian. I'm not voting at all. Leading with, again, 582 votes, 62% Green Party. At 21%, I'm not voting at all. I understand. At 8%, Republican. At 6%, Libertarian. At 3%, Democrat. That is really pathetic, Democrats. And again, if you really want to see a full breakdown about how pathetic corporate media is and how they're smearing third parties, check out my conversation that I had with Larry Sharp. Again, it's a fantastic conversation. And look, folks, be independent. Think for yourselves and vote blue no matter who. You're on your own.